I'm Carolyn and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Carolyn. I got 3 hors d'oeuvres for you, easy and ready to go. Let's get cooking. So the first hors d'oeuvre are chicken kebabs. Now this is not any chicken kebab. This is a very spiced up, easy to make chicken kebab, and it is, let me say, how can I say, it's an Indian inspired chicken, spiced chicken. First, we're gonna get going with a mango and ginger chutney. So what I have here is some diced up frozen mango. And the reason why I used frozen mango was because it's easier to find in the freezer section of your grocery store. And all I did was chop it up kind of roughly because it may come in those larger chunks. Chopped it up, and you need about 1.5 cups. All right, and it's we got some fresh ginger going. So let me go over here to my stove. And I'm just gonna turn this skillet over about medium-high heat. Because what I'm gonna do first for the mango and ginger chutney is get some butter and some chopped red bell pepper and the grated ginger down, about a tablespoon of grated ginger, and I grated it using a microplane. Okay, so just grate it really fine, and then I'm gonna put all these 3 ingredients, butter, red pepper, diced fine, and the ginger in the skillet. So our butter is going down. And then we're going to go in with the peppers and the ginger. And saute these up for about 2 to 3 minutes. Just until the bell peppers get kind of soft. Add the mango right in. 1/4 cup of sugar. Let me get my chili flakes in here. And a little bit of water. This has to simmer only for about 10 minutes. And we need a little bit of acidity to add to it because you have a lot of sweet going on in here. And all we're gonna do is just add a little bit of red wine vinegar and a little bit of salt, because that just helps bring out the flavor. Maybe about 1/8 of a teaspoon, not much. And a couple of teaspoons of red wine vinegar. All right? Okay. Turn the heat down to medium and just let that hang out a while, because we're going to come back with a potato masher and just mash up the fruit a little bit more. It's going to cook down, but we're going to add a little bit of a smash because this is our dipping sauce for our chicken. All right? Before I forget, I almost forgot my most important spice for this particular hors d'oeuvre is garam masala. Garam masala is an Indian spice. And it's composed of like cardamom and cinnamon and cloves and coriander. It's a staple in the Indian cuisine, So I'm just gonna put 1/4 of a teaspoon, and literally garam masala means hot mixture. But it has all these warm spices and it smells really good. And I'm gonna put a little bit on the chicken too, so the flavor just continues through. The spice rub for the chicken is 2 teaspoons of garam masala. I have 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, and then I have a little bit of red pepper here. You could do about 1/2 of a teaspoon, that way you don't get so much heat, or you can go pull it back to 1/4 of a teaspoon, okay? And then I have some ground cumin, about a teaspoon. So I'm gonna mix this up. Normally I would use a bowl, but I'm just using a plate for the sake of you being able to see. And just season your chicken with it. And we're also gonna put a little bit of salt on the chicken also, okay? Garam masala can be found online if you don't have access to it in your regular grocery stores. You just Google it, and then you can order it online from different spice companies that will send it right to your door, okay? So I'm gonna make sure this chicken is covered pretty well. And by the way, when I skewered this chicken earlier, I'm gonna have to touch it here. This is just boneless, skinless breast. You can use dark meat if you choose to, that's not a problem at all. Soak your skewers. These are wooden skewers. Soak them first before. So if you're cooking on a grill like we're going to do today, or you can also, if you don't have a grill pan, don't panic. You can also sear them in a skillet. So that's going to be easier too for you, right? Okay. So make sure all the chicken is nice and coated. And then let's put some salt on here. And then we're gonna just brush it with a little bit of olive oil, or rub a little olive oil on it, and go straight to our grill. This is extra virgin olive oil. You can also use grapeseed oil. which is commonly used in some Indian cooking also. So if you have that, go ahead and use that also. Grapeseed oil is really good for you also, along with the extra virgin olive oil. So I'm going to go over here to our stove and get our chicken skewers down. So this is why we soak the wooden skewers, is because it keeps them from burning when you put them on the grill or in your pan. So always soak them for about 20 minutes before you use them. All right, we're just going to put them down. And they need about 4 or 5 minutes on each side. And this is over about medium-high heat. Be sure and gauge your oven to make sure you're watching them. Don't go too far. I'm just going to check our chutney. Our chutney has simmered down, and I'm just going to give it a smash with a potato masher. What you could also do too, if you wanted a little bit more pureed, you can put it in a food processor after it cools down and give it a couple of pulses. So let's just give our chicken skewers a turn. Nice. So our chicken is ready to come off. So we're just going to take the skewers and put them right here on your serving tray. Then we're just going to put some chutney right in the middle. So that is one hors d'oeuvre down. Okay, so we have some puff pastry here. And the puff pastry I am using, you can find it in your freezer section of your grocery store. Follow the manufacturer's directions on the back so that you handle it correctly. This is stuck. Cut. Yes, indeed. Please make sure you follow the manufacturer's directions on your puff pastry. If you be like me sometime, you're hard-headed and you just got to start all over. But I let this come to room temp, and the directions say to preheat my oven at 400 degrees. And I'm just going to cut this 4 by 4. So I'll have 16 pieces. And you can top puff pastry with whatever you like. Today I'm doing caramelized onions with some feta cheese, and then the other ones, half of them I'm going to do that with, and then the other half I'm going to use some just goat cheese, some herbed goat cheese, and you can make the herb goat cheese yourself. Okay, and that's for people that may not want to, attack any onions at a party. Me personally, if I'm coming to eat, I'm coming to eat, okay? So, here are our little pieces of puff pastry here. And all you're going to do is take a little herb goat cheese. And I'm going to show you how I made this herb goat cheese. They sell it in the store already made. But you could do it yourself, and then you can put it like on a bagel if you want, if you have some left over. It could be used a lot of different ways. Or just on toasted crostini bread, which is also another good idea. And actually, we're going to do that one today. So just take some, put a nice little dollop in the middle, a couple of teaspoons maybe. Right in the middle. I just have a log that I got from the warehouse stores, your Costco's or your Sam's Club, and I cut it in half. This one sometimes can be the better buy. This is a pound actually. Sometimes you can buy a few ounces. So weigh your cost and make sure you get the better deal for yourself. Roll this in your herbs. Now these herbs are very finely chopped dill, parsley. We got some basil in here. I got some rosemary and some thyme. All fresh herbs, which you can get very inexpensively in your grocery store. And then when you have some left, don't be afraid to put them in a salad or put them in other recipes that you have. So before I do the rest of the puff pastry, what I'm going to do is take my crusty bread, and this is just some regular French bread. You can choose your own kind if you like a particular brand that your store bakes. Go ahead and get a nice loaf, freshly baked, and all I did was slice it the long way, okay? Because we're going to put it on the grill pan here. So all I'm going to do, so this can be grilling while we're finishing this up. Try to multitask in the kitchen when you get a chance. Save yourself some time. I'm going to put some olive oil on both sides and just throw it on the griddle here. Over about medium-high heat. And if you don't have a griddle pan, once again, do not panic. You can toast this in the oven, or you could just also put it face down on a flat griddle also, okay? You just want to have the grill marks, but the grill marks give a nice, good effect to making this bruschetta. Okay, so let's go back over here to our puff pastry. Caramelized onions take a little time. You could do that ahead or even the day before and then put them in the refrigerator. You slice up your onions about 1/4 of an inch thick. Put them in a skillet, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of butter to a medium-sized onion. Put them in there, medium heat, okay, medium heat. And then you just want to let them cook around for about 20 minutes. Watch them, don't go too far because you want them a nice, rich, deep color. And they kind of get sweet along the way. And also, if you want them even sweeter, you can add a teaspoon of sugar, okay? So on these, we're going to put some caramelized onions. And as the puff pastry rises in the oven, these will just sit right in the middle with the cheese. And let's get some cheese, feta cheese. And you don't have to buy the feta cheese in the block. They have it already conveniently crumbled in your grocery section also. So you can get the crumpled feta cheese in the little tubs. Okay, I can smell that bread behind me. I don't want to talk about the mishaps I've had with that. I always buy extra. Okay. A little bit of feta cheese on top. So if you're getting the idea, all you have to do is just think about what kind of toppings you like, and you can top this puff pastry with anything you want. And then we'll turn our bread over after we get these in our 400-degree oven. All right, let's go. Let's turn over our bread. Nice. Yum. So our bread is all grilled up on both sides here, nice and toasty. Okay, and now we're just gonna take that same herb goat cheese that we made, see it's doing double duty, and just put it right on the grilled bread here. See how nice and soft it is? Just spread that around as a base. Now, we're gonna top this with a little bit of spicy arugula. Remember, arugula has this very peppery lettuce. It's like an open-faced sandwich. But you're gonna top it and then cut it, where people can pick it up and eat it. Put it on their little plates. Have little hors d'oeuvre plates. Do not use large plates when you're serving hors d'oeuvres, because people are only gonna get more. You're gonna run out faster. But you do wanna make enough. You probably wanna make about 3 to 4 hors d'oeuvres per person. I'm gonna take a little bit of olive oil, okay, over that lettuce, and some salt and pepper, okay. And then some nice prosciutto. Just take one piece at a time, very thinly sliced. It comes like that in your deli. Or you can have the butcher slice it for you. And just pile that on right on top. Okay. So now all I'm gonna do now is just take it and cut it. Okay. We made these at a dinner party about a week ago and they raved about them. So it's really good for our beginning cooks. Something easy you could put together and impress everybody. And there we go with our prosciutto and goat cheese bruschetta. And now, let me just clean up a little bit and get our puff pastry on a plate and we'll be done. So here's our puff pastry. Just put these on a plate. I hope you enjoyed these recipes today. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to go to GD Seasoning and get your seasoning, your Grand Diamond all-purpose seasoning. And don't forget to follow us at Cooking with Carolyn on Facebook. I'll see you next time.